Get ready to feast your eyes on 15 of the most mind-blowing geological formations on this planet. We're talking about gravity-defying rocks that look like they're straight out of a superhero movie, natural sculptures that'll make you question if aliens were involved, and landscapes so surreal you'd think you'd stepped into a video game. Trust me, you guys, these places are the real deal. No clickbait here. So, what are you waiting for? Grab your hiking boots, pack your sense of adventure, and get ready to have your minds blown. We're about to dive into a world where nature decided to show off its artistic side, and let me tell you, it went all out. These rocks are definitely about to rock your world. Let's do this thing. First up, we're heading over to Norway, the land of fjords, Vikings, and apparently giant trolls. Picture this. A massive tongue of rock jutting out over a sheer drop, thousands of feet above a sparkling blue fjord. That, my friends, is Troll Tonga, which literally translates to troll's tongue. Legend has it that this daredevil rock formation got its name from a troll who was a little too curious about the taste of sunlight. He stuck his tongue out to catch some rays and bam, the sun turned him to stone. Talk about a bad sunburn, am I right? But hey, trolls aside, this place is the real deal. Can you imagine the view from up there? It's like standing on the edge of the world. I bet you could see all the way to breakfast from Troll Tonga. I'm just hoping Carlos brought his good hiking boots for this one. Knowing him, he probably showed up in flip-flops. Now getting to Troll Tonga is no walk in the park. And by park, I mean a casual stroll through Central Park with a hot dog in hand. We're talking about a challenging hike that'll test even the most experienced adventurers. But trust me, the views along the way are absolutely insane. Imagine hiking through lush valleys, past cascading waterfalls that'll make you want to film a shampoo commercial, and then, finally, reaching that iconic tongue of rock. The feeling of accomplishment when you get there? Priceless. And for all you adrenaline junkies out there, imagine just chilling on the edge of Troll Tonga, soaking in the beauty of Norway. You could even try some yoga poses. Don't worry, we'll make sure Chandler wears his safety harness for that one. Seriously guys, Troll Tonga is a must-see for any adventure seeker. Just make sure you pack your courage, your camera, and maybe a parachute, just in case. Next up, we're diving into the crystal-clear waters of Thailand, where we'll find three massive rock formations that look like a pod of whales decided to take a permanent vacation. Say hello to the three whale rocks. These bad boys are out in the middle of the ocean, just chilling and soaking up the sun. You've got mama whale, papa whale, and of course little whale, because every whale family needs a cute little baby, right? Local legends say that these rocks are actually ancient whales that were turned to stone by a powerful sea god. Some even say that if you listen closely, you can still hear the whales singing. I don't know about singing rocks, but I bet they'd make one heck of a slip and slide. Just imagine, you climb to the top of Papa Whale's back, grab a trash can lid, and go zooming down into the ocean. Someone get me a GoPro. Now I know what you're thinking. Jimmy, how do we get to these whale rocks? Can we ride a jet ski? What about a giant inflatable swan? Hold your horses guys, I've got you covered. You can actually take a boat tour to the three whale rocks, which is perfect for those of us who prefer to admire our geological wonders from a safe distance. Plus, you can work on your tan while you're at it. And hey, while you're out there, keep an eye out for any actual whales. You never know, you might just spot a humpback doing a backflip. Now wouldn't that be something to tell your friends about? But seriously guys, the three whale rocks are a testament to the power of nature's imagination. They're a reminder that the world is full of surprises, and sometimes those surprises look a lot like whales singing karaoke. Rock on, whale rocks, rock on! Alright guys, buckle up, because we're about to get magical. Picture this. Turkey, not the bird but the country. Okay, picture both, because why not? Now imagine a landscape straight out of Fantasyland with these crazy, tall, pointy rock formations called the Cappadocia fairy chimneys. I'm talking seriously wacky shapes here, like Mother Nature took a pottery class and went wild with the clay. Some of them look like giant upside-down ice cream cones, others are like wobbly towers, and some look like mystical mushrooms dressed up for a party. Seriously, you half expect to see tiny doors and windows with little fairy lights twinkling inside. And the best part? These bad boys weren't always standing tall like this. Nope, they were formed millions of years ago by volcanic eruptions. That's right, volcanoes. They spewed out ash and lava, which cooled and hardened into this soft rock called tuff. Then, Wind and rain swooped in like a dynamic editing duo and carved out these epic formations. It's like nature's own art project, a million times cooler than any sandcastle I could ever build, even with $100,000 on the line. And trust me, I've tried. Now you know I gotta talk about the hot air balloons, because seriously, Cappadocia is like the hot air balloon capital of the world. Imagine this, you're floating over this otherworldly landscape at sunrise, the sky is on fire, and you're surrounded by hundreds of other colorful balloons. It's like being in a movie scene, except it's real life and way more epic. I'm talking a view so breathtaking it'll make you want to shout from the rooftops, or at least from your little hot air balloon basket. And hey, speaking of views, did you know people actually live in these fairy chimneys? Yeah, you heard that right. They carve out homes, churches, even underground cities inside these rock formations. Talk about a unique zip code. I'm telling you, Cappadocia is a whole other level of awesome. It's like stepping into another world, a world with crazy rock formations, hot air balloon adventures, and maybe, just maybe, a few fairies hiding out. Who knows, maybe we'll catch a glimpse of one. Alright, get ready to have your minds blown, because we're heading to the border of Chile and Argentina to check out a natural wonder that's more stunning than a stack of $100 bills. I'm talking about the Marble Caves, also known as the Marble Cathedral, and let me tell you, this place is more lit than a stadium full of screaming fans. Imagine a lake with water so blue it'll make you want to dive right in, even if it's freezing. And rising up from the water are these massive swirling walls of marble, painted in every shade of blue, green, and gray you can imagine. It's like someone took a giant paintbrush and went wild, creating this masterpiece that puts even the fanciest art gallery to shame. And the craziest part? This wasn't made by some artistic genius. It was sculpted over thousands of years by water erosion. That's right, the same stuff you use to wash your hands carved out this natural wonder. Water, you sly dog, you've really outdone yourself this time. Now the only way to experience the full glory of the Marble Caves is by boat. And no, I'm not talking about some fancy yacht with a hot tub and a water slide. We're talking small boats rowed by local guides who know these caves like the back of their hands. And trust me, you'll want their expertise, because navigating these caves is like trying to find your way out of a maze, except this maze is filled with breathtaking beauty and the occasional splash of water. Speaking of splashes, be prepared to get a little wet, but hey, consider it a baptism by nature. And who knows, maybe the water will wash away your worries, your doubts, and leave you feeling refreshed, rejuvenated, and maybe a little bit more blue and green than before. But seriously, the Marble Caves are a must-see for any adventurer. It's a place where you can witness the power of nature's artistry, feel the serenity of the water, and maybe even get a little bit of color therapy, all in one epic package. Alright guys, pack your bags, because we're heading down under, to the land of kangaroos, koalas, and some of the most mind-blowing rock formations you've ever seen. I'm talking about the Bungle Range in Western Australia, a place so unique, it'll make you question if you've stumbled onto another planet. Imagine a vast, ancient landscape dotted with thousands of giant orange and black striped domes rising up from the ground like a swarm of petrified beehives. Seriously, these things look like something out of a Dr. Seuss book, but instead of being made of marshmallow and frosting, they're solid rock. And the colors, oh man, the colors, they're like a sunset exploded and someone decided to paint the landscape with the remnants. You've got your vibrant oranges, your deep reds, your dark grays, all swirled together in this mesmerizing pattern that'll have you reaching for your camera faster than you can say, "G'day, mate." Now you might be thinking, what mad genius sculpted these crazy rock formations? Was it aliens? Giant termites with an eye for design? Nope, it was something even more powerful: time. These bad boys have been around for over 350 million years, formed by layers of sandstone and conglomerates slowly eroding away, leaving behind these iconic domes. That's older than the dinosaurs, older than trees, older than pretty much everything. And just when you thought it couldn't get any cooler, these domes are also home to a ton of wildlife. We're talking wallabies hopping around, colorful parrots soaring overhead, and maybe even a few sleepy lizards soaking up the sun. It's like a nature documentary come to life. So if you're looking for an adventure that's equal parts stunning and awe-inspiring, look no further than the Bungle Range. Just be careful not to get stung by the beauty. It's pretty potent. Alright guys, buckle up because we're about to get seriously fungy with this next one. We're talking about Mushroom Rock in Kansas, and this thing is straight out of a cartoon. I mean, you've got this giant rock just chilling on a tiny stem, defying gravity and all logic. Seriously, it's like Mother Nature took a break from making mountains and decided to get a little whimsical. Can you imagine stumbling across this thing on a hike? You'd think you walked into a real-life Super Mario level. I bet there's a bunch of gnomes hiding under there, ready to offer you some magical mushrooms. Don't lie, you know you'd eat one. Just kidding, maybe. But seriously, this rock is proof that nature has an awesome sense of humor. I mean, it's like a giant rock decided to wear a hat. It's ridiculous, it's amazing, and it's definitely worth a spot on our list of mind-blowing geological wonders. Speaking of mind-blowing, can we talk about how this thing even exists? I mean, wind erosion is one thing, but carving out this masterpiece? That's some next-level sculpting right there. I bet even Michelangelo would be impressed. And you know I gotta ask, how long do you think this bad boy is gonna stay balanced like that? 10 years? 100? 1,000? I'm putting $100 on it being there long after we're all gone. That's what I call rock-solid stability. Alright, enough with the dad jokes, even though you know you love them. Let's move on to the next mind-blowing wonder before I start handing out free money to anyone who can balance a watermelon on their head. Yo, what's cooler than being cool? Ice cold! Get ready to chill out as we head to Iceland to check out the Reynisfjara Black Sand Beach and its incredible basalt columns. These aren't your average rocks, folks. We're talking massive hexagonal columns stacked perfectly together, like some kind of giant natural pipe organ. Imagine walking along this beach, the black sand crunching beneath your feet, the waves crashing against these epic columns. It's like stepping into another world, one where giants used to roam and play rock concerts on the shore. And speaking of rock concerts, I bet you're wondering if these bad boys can carry a tune. Well, I hate to break it to you, but they're not exactly known for their solos. They're more into the whole standing strong and silent vibe. But hey, that doesn't make them any less awesome. In fact, it makes them even more mysterious. What are they thinking about? What have they seen over the centuries? If only rocks could talk, right? Alright, I'm getting a little philosophical over here. Let's move on to the next wonder before I start writing poetry about geology. Get ready to head down under because we're about to explore Uluru, also known as Ayers Rock, the massive sandstone monolith in the heart of Australia. This thing is iconic. We're talking 1,142 feet of pure natural wonder, rising up from the desert like a giant red beacon. But here's the really cool part. Uluru doesn't just sit there looking pretty. It actually changes color throughout the day depending on the way the sun hits it. Talk about a mood ring. One minute it's a fiery orange, the next it's a deep, mystical purple. It's like watching a natural light show, and trust me, it's way more impressive than any laser show I've ever seen. But Uluru is more than just a pretty face. This place is sacred to the Aboriginal people of Australia, and for good reason. It's been a part of their culture and stories for thousands of years. Just imagine all the history this rock has witnessed. It's seen it all, from ancient ceremonies to modern-day tourists trying to climb it, which, by the way, is now prohibited out of respect for the Aboriginal people. So yeah, Uluru is definitely a must-see for any adventurer. It's a reminder that the most amazing things on this planet are often the ones that have been around the longest. And who knows, maybe if you listen closely enough, Uluru will whisper some of its ancient secrets to you. Just don't tell anyone I sent you. Alright guys, buckle up because we're heading to Madagascar. This place is insane. Home to lemurs, crazy plants, and giant pointy rocks. You heard me right. This is Tsingy de Bamaraha, and it's like someone took a giant knife and just went crazy on the landscape. Seriously, these limestone needles called Tsingy can reach over 100 feet tall. That's like 10 giraffes stacked on top of each other. And they're sharp. Imagine trying to climb one of these bad boys. You'd need like 1,000 band-aids. Actually, you know what? Scratch that. Don't even think about climbing them, it's way too dangerous. Plus, you might step on a super rare lemur or something. And nobody wants to be that guy, right? Let's just admire these crazy formations from a safe distance. You know, I bet this place is a nightmare for anyone who's afraid of needles. I'm talking full-on phobia level stuff. But for adventurers, it's like a giant natural obstacle course. Can you imagine the parkour videos you could film here? I'm talking flips, jumps, slides, all while dodging these razor-sharp rocks. It would be epic, but also probably really dangerous. So maybe leave it to the professionals, you know, the people who actually know how to not fall and get impaled. I wouldn't want Chandler anywhere near this place. He'd trip on a pebble and end up skewered like a kebab. Speaking of food, I wonder if you could grill something on those pointy rocks, like just slide a hot dog right on there. Okay, maybe not, that's probably a terrible idea. Alright guys, we're heading to Western Australia to check out a rock formation so cool, it'll blow your mind. Get ready for wave rock. This place is exactly what it sounds like, a giant granite wave frozen in time. It's like someone paused the ocean at the most epic moment. This bad boy is 50 feet tall and over 350 feet long. That's like longer than a football field, and you know what that means? It's prime real estate for a photo op. Seriously, get your cameras ready because you're gonna want to remember this. Can you imagine if this wave was actually moving? Talk about a gnarly ride. You could surf it all the way to, well, probably just into a bunch of bushes. But still, it'd be one heck of a ride. You know, I bet this place gets super crowded with tourists. Everyone wants a piece of the wave rock action. I can just see it now. People lining up to take selfies, pretending to surf, maybe even trying to climb it. Speaking of climbing, I wonder if anyone's ever tried to scale this thing. It's gotta be possible, right? Just imagine the challenge. It'd be like rock climbing, but on a wave. You could even wear a wetsuit to really sell the illusion. Okay, maybe climbing it isn't the best idea. We don't want anyone getting hurt. But hey, a guy can dream, right? Plus, imagine the insurance paperwork. It'd be a nightmare. Get ready to have your minds blown, people, because we're heading to India to check out a rock that's been balancing on a hill for over 1,300 years. That's right, you heard me correctly. This is Krishnas Butterball, and it's basically the world's biggest game of Jenga. This massive boulder looks like it's about to roll down the hill at any second, but somehow it just doesn't. It's like it's defying gravity. And trust me, this thing is huge. We're talking 20 feet high and weighing in at over 250 tons. That's like the weight of 100 elephants. Legend has it that this giant rock is actually a leftover piece of butter dropped by the Hindu god Krishna. You know, Krishna, the god of love, compassion, and apparently really messy eating habits. I'm not sure about the whole butter thing, but hey, who am I to argue with legend? What I do know is that this rock is seriously impressive. Can you imagine the engineering that went into balancing something like this? It's mind-boggling. I bet people come from all over the world just to touch it, hoping for some of that good luck. You know, like a wishing well, but with a giant rock instead of coins. I wonder if it works. Maybe I should give it a try. Alright, universe, if you're listening, I wish for a lifetime supply of free pizza. What? A guy can dream, can't he? Alright guys, buckle up because we're about to witness some serious rock star skills. This is balanced rock in the US of A, and it's basically Mother Nature showing off her balancing act. I mean, look at this thing, it's like a giant pebble balancing on a stack of pancakes. Seriously, it looks like it could tip over any second, but it's been chilling there for millions of years. Talk about commitment. Imagine the trust exercises those rocks must have done. Maybe they have a rock therapist. We should get Dr. Phil on the line. Geologists say it's all about erosion and stuff, but I like to think it's a giant game of Jenga gone right. Just don't tell Carlos. He's still recovering from that time he lost our pizza order in a bet. You know, I bet this rock has seen some crazy stuff in its time, like, can you imagine being a dinosaur just strolling by and seeing this thing? You'd probably trip out. Or maybe it was a hangout spot for ancient aliens. Area 51 vibes, anyone? Speaking of vibes, you can practically feel the suspense radiating off this rock. It's like watching the final seconds of a basketball game, and the score is tied. You just know something epic is about to happen. Or maybe not, that's the beauty of it. And you know I gotta ask, if this thing ever did fall over, would it make a sound? It's like the age-old question, if a tree falls in the forest. Okay, I'll stop, but seriously, someone get this rock a helmet. It's giving me anxiety. Alright folks, prepare to have your minds blown wider than a watermelon in a microwave. This, my friends, is the Eye of the Sahara, and it's basically the ultimate mystery wrapped in an enigma, sprinkled with a whole lot of sand. I mean, just look at it. It's like someone took a giant compass and drew a perfect circle in the middle of the desert. Some people think it's an impact crater from a meteorite, but honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a giant landing pad for UFOs. And get this thing is so massive, you can even see it from space. Talk about making a statement. It's like Mother Nature's way of saying, hey, I'm an artist and this is my masterpiece. Now, I know what you're thinking. What's the deal with all the rings? Well, scientists think it's all about erosion and different types of rock, but I like to imagine it's a giant bullseye for a cosmic dart game. And the best part? No one really knows for sure how old this thing is. Some estimates say it's millions of years old, which is basically like saying it's older than time itself. Now that's what I call ancient history. This place just screams mystery, and I am here for it. It's like the Bermuda Triangle of the desert, just waiting for someone to unlock its secrets. Maybe there's a lost city buried underneath, or maybe it's a portal to another dimension. The possibilities are endless. Alright guys, buckle up because we're heading to Russia, to the Komi Republic, where things are about to get seriously epic. Imagine hiking through these desolate, windswept plains and bam! You stumble upon these 7 massive stone pillars, just chilling like they own the place. These aren't your average boulders, folks. We're talking 30 to 42 meters tall. That's like a 10-story building balancing on a toothpick. Local legend says these pillars were once giants turned to stone by a shaman. Honestly, with formations this cool, I wouldn't be surprised. They call them the 7 strongmen, and let me tell you, these guys have seen some stuff. Standing tall for over 200 million years, they've weathered ice ages, crazy winds, and probably a few awkward bird encounters. Talk about commitment. Now I know what you're thinking, Mr. Beast, I gotta climb those bad boys. And hey, I feel you, but these pillars are super fragile, so climbing is a big no-no. Besides, who needs to climb when the view from down here is already mind-blowing? Speaking of mind-blowing, can you imagine the selfies you could take here? Talk about epic Instagram content. Picture this. You, casually leaning against a giant stone pillar looking all adventurous and stuff. Your followers would be like, no way, is that Photoshop? And you'd be all, nope, just another Tuesday hanging with my rock buddies in Russia. But hold your horses, selfie kings and queens. Getting to the Man-Poopener Rocks is no walk in the park. It's a seriously remote location. Only accessible by helicopter or a multi-day trek through some pretty intense wilderness. We're talking real-deal explorer stuff here, not your average tourist trap. So, unless you're down to channel your inner Bear Grylls, maybe stick to admiring these rock stars from afar. And hey, there's no shame in that. Even from a distance, these pillars are guaranteed to leave you speechless. Plus, less chance of a rogue gust of wind ruining your perfect hair for that epic selfie. Trust me, I've been there. Alright squad, trade in your parkas for sunscreen because we're heading to sunny California. But don't get too comfy. Things are about to get seriously weird, in a totally awesome way. Get ready to dive into the mystery of the Crowley Lake Columns. Imagine cruising along a beautiful lake when suddenly, bam, hundreds of towering columns just chilling above the water. These aren't your average beach pebbles. We're talking 20 feet tall, perfectly vertical, some with crazy cool pointed tops. No one knows exactly how they formed. Scientists think hot springs did it thousands of years ago, but who knows? Whatever the cause, these columns are a sight to behold. Even if you're not a geology nerd, this place is seriously impressive. Forget boring beach selfies, this is next-level influencer gold. But heads up, these columns are super fragile, so walking on them is a big no-no. Snap your pics, but keep your feet on the ground. The view from here is just as epic. Well folks, that concludes our whirlwind tour of these 15 extraordinary geological wonders. From towering cliffs to balancing boulders, we've seen it all. I mean, who knew Mother Nature had such a wild imagination, right? Which one amazed you the most, and would you dare to visit? Let us know in the comments below, and be sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed the ride. It helps out the channel more than you know. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next adventure. Who knows what mind-blowing wonders we'll uncover next. Until next time, keep wandering and wondering, because nature is full of surprises just waiting for you to discover them. Peace out.